Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Politics Now. We're talking about modern politics in modern America. And today we're going to be discussing whether or not the popular vote is under threat for being lost to Democrats. So, yeah, let's get into that. So, Biden has not been doing well in the polls recently. And he really, when it comes to the general election, has not ever been doing well. Ever since the polling began, it has been a constant battle over the general election polls. And the general election polls, they usually represent who is going to win the popular vote because if Democrats have a decent lead or Republicans have a decent lead, that's generally where the popular vote is going to sway. And Democrats, they pretty much had the popular vote on stranglehold ever since 2008. Republicans, they haven't won it since 2004, and generally they were never even close for winning it. The closest they got was Trump maybe winning it, but he didn't. And yeah, that's pretty much where we stand now. And now Trump has a serious possibility of winning the popular vote. And it's not a fluke where he's up for maybe a week or two and then he's back down to -3 or -4. No, he's been in a constant fight over the popular vote and the general election polls. And seeming right now, I think he might be winning. And just looking at the polls, really the only thing that's saving Biden from a Trump dominated spread right now is a Yahoo News poll that says he's up 6 points, which no, just no. He's not up 6 points. That is a complete outlier. That is the definition of an outlier poll. And you have all these other ones: Biden +1, Trump +2, tie, Trump +1. These are the actual polls. This this is not real polling. And then you see it's Yahoo News, which it's Yahoo News. They're even more liberal than CNN, so they don't exactly have the most objective journaling, and they definitely aren't pro Trump. So they're definitely just sort of screwing over the polls. And yeah, that's pretty dishonest of them. But still, Biden +6, yeah, that's not true at all. And if you take that out, Trump would definitely be up. And even when he has this Biden +6 poll, Biden still cannot get above 1 point. Or now he can't even get up above zero point 0.5. That's embarrassing. If he can't even get that high in a poll where he is the incumbent president against a president who is supposedly extremely unpopular. Well, these polls beg to differ because Trump has been in a constant battle over the popular vote and the general election polls. And for a while, he was winning. He had an extremely high, and then Biden took over, and he's only been up about maybe half a point. Some days when he's lucky, he's up 2 points, but generally it's been below a point between them, and that never happened in any of the other polls. You look back at 2016, 2020, most of the time he was below his opponent, and 2020 specifically against Biden, he was never above Biden. He was always in double digit or high single digit margins between Biden and Trump, and Biden was always winning. I think Trump was up for maybe 2 weeks during 2016, and then he just went back to being below 4 points or 5 points. He did win that election, which, yeah, that kind of proves that Trump doesn't really need the general election polls to win, and especially the popular vote. He can still win if he doesn't have the popular vote. And 2020, when Biden was up 7 points when the election started, he still had a tough time at winning a lot of these swing states, which, if it wasn't for maybe 1% of voters, and especially if the Hunter case came out, yeah, Biden would have probably lost, and Trump would still probably be in the White House. But if Biden needs to be at +7 with the news basically censoring all opposition stories, yeah, given the fact that he's at point 0.4 and people meme on him constantly for being a complete dementia patient, yeah, I don't really think that he has a ton of chances of winning the general election. He still has a decent chance, but definitely not the chance that he had in 2020. The chance that he had in 2020 was a relatively favorable chance compared to Trump. Trump has a relatively favorable chance to beat Biden, and it's more like a 60-40 split on who would win the election because Trump, he definitely is going to have more advantages when it comes to the election, but Biden still has a sizable chance of winning re-election. Not that it's not very big, but it's still sizable. But still, you look at Biden's polls, even with the general election polls, he sucks at that. And just looking at the popularity rating, he also sucks at that. He can barely get below 10 points with a margin of 55.7% disapproval and only around 40% approval. That is embarrassing. Usually he's in double digit margins with his disapproval rating being way higher than his approval rating. I don't think his approval rating has ever been higher than his disapproval rating ever since the Afghan withdrawal. That was 2 years ago, and he's always been constantly more disapproved of than approved. And that's not even by mostly Republicans. A lot of Democrats don't even like him. And a lot of Democrats also think that he's too old, which will probably be a major issue because Biden being old, that's not just a thing that he just has. It's not like he's 80 and he just happens to be 80, but he's still competent. No, he he just belongs in a nursing home. He constantly gaffes. He pretty much doesn't even know where he is, and he has a teleprompter to read off basic stuff, which even then he somehow fucks that up. He literally reads teleprompter instructions as if they were lines. He has a giant mental problem, and because of his age, a lot of people they don't really want to vote for him now, and a lot of those people are Democrat voters and independent voters who don't generally like what Biden has done, but also they don't like the fact that he belongs in a nursing home, not the White House. And Trump, he's going on all cylinders. He's pulling out all the 2016 strategies, and he's hitting hard and he's hitting fast. So Biden is either going to need to match that or he's going to have to do something because Trump has a serious chance of not only winning the presidency, but winning the popular vote and having a landslide victory, where he's winning states like New Hampshire, Maine at large, even Virginia. He has a real possibility of having that landslide victory. And Biden, he's not really doing anything to change that. And he's not really giving a reason on why he should be reelected. Because have you really seen a Biden campaign ad before? I haven't at all. And I use accounts where I'm practically begging for it. I'll search up like the Young Turks or CNN on a incognito account, and I still won't get an ad. I get a ton of Trump ads on those accounts because Trump actually runs ads and actually makes public appearances, unlike Joe Biden, who for some reason has this idea that if I just do the strategy of hiding in the basement again, then magically I'll just stumble into the presidency like I did last time. Well, you can't really do that because people have already seen you in the public and have already seen you as being a complete failure and a mental patient. So, Joe Biden, he doesn't belong in the White House. He belongs in the nursing home. And looking at the polls, he's going to end up in the nursing home soon if he doesn't turn things around. And just looking at his polls, just looking at his popularity, he either needs to change something really fast or he's fucked. And Trump is in for a pretty big victory if Biden keeps on shooting himself in the foot and Trump keeps pressing. So, yeah, Trump has a pretty decent shot at winning, and he not only has a pretty decent shot at winning, he has a landslide on his doorstep, and he's about to open it up. So, if you think Trump could win, leave that in the comments below. If you think Biden will win, leave that in the comments below. Both candidates have a relatively easy shot at winning, and I'll read the comments down below. So, yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.